what do we have on the table for this KRV? Well, first, we've got a beautiful infantry watch. That's what the name of it is, infantry. Reviewed here in TMP, highly recommended. These things are like $20 to $25. They come in all different colors, and man, have they been great watches. Yeah, we have multiple colors. My sons wear them, I wear them. They're awesome. We've been running them for about 2 years now, no failures. Don't ask me how to replace a battery. Haven't got that far yet, but worth the $25 for sure. And look at how sick this leather band looks on it. Oh my goodness, that is great looking. Changed the whole look. Had that big silicone band on it. Go see my review of the infantry watch. This is much preferred. It really looks high class. A Bell & Ross homage watch. Very excellent. And then we have a CRKT Prowess, dudes. It's a CRKT review. I like this knife. I reviewed it. Go check out that review. Highly recommended. Not groundbreaking. It looks like a lot of different knives. I think this is a Ken Onion knife as well. Yeah, it is. And then fixed blade we're talking about is a Ken Onion design. And I have a lot of respect for his knife designs, dude. Ken Onion is excellent. Love his stuff. Always have. We have just ridiculous patches, stickers, and relatively cool hats, by the way, at Nutnfancy Big Cartel. And this is a SIG P320 X Carry coming up for review. How do I love it? How do I hate it? Is it awesome? Just going to have to wait for the tabletop, dude. Yeah. I'll tell you what, though. I still love SIG. I am not part of the groupthink of anti-SIG. Oh, my gosh. The crap I've been reading about SIG lately is garbage. Oh, SIG sucks. You don't know what you're talking about, dude. I'm sorry. You don't. Oh, another mini rant. So sorry. We're going to say goodbye to the TMP wood chunk. Hope that doesn't make you sad. How much wood could a wood chunk if a wood chunk could chunk wood? It's gone. Now we're just going to make some room on the tabletop for what I think is actually, so glad to say this, a pretty excellent fixed blade knife. And it's only $55. It's another CRKT Ruger collaboration, but this one, being a Ken Onion design, is correct in form and in function and amazing value. Here comes the CRKT Muzzlebrake, dudes. Now, the first thing you may or may not notice about this knife is that, well, it looks a lot about like a lot of other knives you've seen in life. True. What do I say in my KRVs? I've always said this. You're going to see the same designs, both in watches, in knives, in guns, regurgitated over and over again. Why? Well, number one, it's hard to design something radically new and different that is awesome. That's the first reason. And most importantly, it's because the design is excellent. It has stood the test of time and people like that design. They gravitate towards things they are familiar with. And this is a familiar blade shape, dudes. A clip-bladed Bowie knife. And I love it. It reminds me of, well, a lot of knives, but one that comes to mind that I reviewed is the Ontario Spec Plus 2. I think it was the SP5, which I didn't bring up. Sorry, I don't have it here in the missile silo. Wah, wah. I got some other ones, though. Got some other ones. But I love the blade shape. Love it. It's very Kabar-like. Very Kabar-like. In fact, I'm going to show you that as a competitive option. The one I bought in 1999 is actually coming on table. I hope you're excited. I know I am. Totally excited. Can't wait. Nothing. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I have not hard used this knife, but I might. And if I do, I'm going to post that first in Patreon. So go to Patreon. TMP Patreon, the link is below. It's only $1 a month, dude. The most elite are doing $5 a month, and they are eligible for some pretty sick giveaways. There's an echo in here, dudes. And they're getting them. I'm sending 5 giveaways out a month, so you'll probably get all your purchase price back. Perhaps. Who knows? So I might go out and just do an outing with this and we'll test it. I think that's going to be a funner way because I'm going to see the reaction to this video in view numbers, if people like it, and if there's a really good response and, you know, the people are excited about it, then let's go thump on it. But I already know how it's going to do. Well, there is a little question mark I'll tell you here in just a sec, but I think it's going to do about as expected. And that's because it is a hollow ground blade. It's pretty light forward because of the unsharpened swedge here. I don't think it's going to hack remarkably well. I think it will split just fine. I don't think you're going to be using it on your fire steel without peeling off this black coating. But I think it'll do fine. The question mark I had, I'll say it right here, is I haven't really thumped, if I'm remembering right, on an 8CR 13MOV blade. Actually, check that. There was a 9CR blade, basically the same steel, that I did thump on out in the mountains, and it did great. I'm trying to remember the name of that blade. It did really, really good. I haven't done 8CR, but I think it'll do fine. I love the steel. You guys know that. 8CR is excellent. I think this prowess features the same steel. 8CR. Yeah. I just love it. It's sharp. And let's do a little sharpness check of this one, shall we? Haven't tested this yet. Adequate rust resistance. Not amazing, but adequate. The edge is not amazing. No, it probably needs a little bit of work. But it really depends on what you want this knife for, right? So, I mean, yeah, it would be very impressive for me to bring the cardstock on the table and do little shavings. I mean, that's cool. I like it. I love sharp knives. But do you really need that out in a wilderness environment as we go to POU? Nah, not really. I mean, you're going to get that shaving edge off of it very quickly if you do some real work out there. And I was kind of having some fun in the powder keg review. Here it is, still hanging out here. No. And I kind of made fun of this knife, at least as being billed a survival knife. Okay, whoever wrote that copy again was wrong. This is a survival knife. This one is. Look at the difference, dudes. Handle. I mean, the handle I criticized on this, rightfully so. I stand behind all that. We'll look at the handle, but the handle on this one, the Muzzlebrake, fantastic. I don't have anything bad to say about it. In fact, this whole knife, this is going to be pretty much a rave review. And it's pretty funny because it's a collaborative effort. So it's a Ruger CRKT knife, and it probably won't be around next year. So they probably just produce some. They're going to flush them out the system, and gone they are. So if you like it, jump on it. This is a good knife from what I know about it. It is recommended for sure. It's got this big old blood groove in there too. I think that is mostly for looks. It does lighten the blade a little bit. I do like that. It's on both sides. That is good actually. And the overall carry weight on this, including a fantastic plastic sheath, is 11 ounces. Totally in the ballpark. Totally 7-inch blade. And so when I get to competitive options, I'm going to show you a couple others. I'm looking off to my side. There are a couple others that are way out of the price range that I may just show you for kicks. I don't know. Maybe. Philosophy of use will be field knife, survival knife, fighting knife. Yeah, it could do it. Ask any Marine who uses Kabar knife in World War II. They function just perfectly and has a very similar blade design. Very similar. Remember it looked familiar? That's why. Keeps coming back. Keeps coming back. Yeah, buddy. Look at the tip right here. Adequately sharp. Well, it reminds me of a Kabar knife. It really does. I'm sure it does you too. That'll take us to the handle. It is a full tang knife, in case you're wondering. That is excellent. And I really like the handle. I'm surprised. I think this is FRN right here, but it has a craton insert here. But it's not grabby. So it's adequately long. It feels good in hand. I know, that's what never mind. I like it. It's good. It's a comfortable handle. It has a nice swell right here. Big lanyard hole. The only minor criticism you might say, unlike a Kabar knife, is that you can't hammer with it. Well, you could try, but good luck. It's not really set up for that. That's a minor criticism. Minor. But it's just long enough. I have large size hands. Okay, that's a handle you can get some work done with. And again, I've used knives out in the wilderness here in TMP for so many years. It's like I can pick up a blade and go, yep, that's going to be comfortable. I might be surprised. I might be surprised. I'm just telling you, I could. And I go, hey, I was completely off on that. $55, dudes. That is a great deal. And now we go to the sheath. Now it has a molly clip in it. I don't have the box here, but it's just a molly clip that you'll screw on, and it's going to add some weight. I like the American Sportsman clip. I wish it included that. The Spyderco G clip is also excellent. What I would probably do is run it just like this, clean. With no clip on it to make it higher speed, easier to carry and lighter weight. Look at that, even matched the blood groove up. That's pretty funny. So this is just like a cold steel CRKT sheath, which I'm going to show you one here in just a second. But man, is this a great sheath. I always rave about these style of sheaths because I've actually gone out in the woods and I've gotten leather wet. First, it secures nicely, right? Totally secures good. Will it wear and then be loose? I don't know. Don't know. But you could actually use 550 cord if you wanted to attach to some pack or molly, but it's relatively thin this way. It's high speed, dudes. That's a high speed, full length knife to carry out in the wilderness. 11 ounces. It's a good carry weight. 55 bucks. That's so funny. I mean, the powder keg I didn't like that had a different maker. This one I love. Same manufacturer, same collaborative effort. CRKT with Ruger. Sorry, I'm independent, man. I'm not in the pocket of anybody. So maybe some are, and they're like, hey, man, can you give us a positive review on this? Some I will, some I won't. Here's a competitive offering, though, and they totally screwed this knife up. But this is the first version, and I did a very detailed review on this several years ago. Let me make some more table space here. This is a freaking cold steel leather neck. Oh my gosh, that's a great knife. And I think this is an SK5, Taiwanese produced. And this one is China, I think. Actually, I know it is. Full flat ground. Oh my gosh, that's like a Trailmaster. It's like a mini Trailmaster or Recon Scout blade, which I love in the cold steel lineup. This chopped well for what it is. I mean, it has the same issue, unsharpened swedge. More of a classically designed blade, so it doesn't have the belly or the upsweep or the abrupt clip presentation that this Muzzlebrake does, but I still love it. Now, you said they screwed it up, Nutn. What do you mean? Well, I think they made it from a different steel and they hollow grind it now. So I don't like the current cold steel leather neck. I don't. But the handle is perfect Kabar. This is Kraton in a simulated combat knife, USMC combat knife presentation. Standard stamped steel guard. Oh, here's a pommel you can hammer with. That's a great knife. And I said I'd show you the sheath. There it is. Secure-X plastic sheath. Great sheath, man. And see, this has a very lightweight attachment system on it already. I like this sheath even better. Way better. I wonder if this would fit. I don't think it would. Probably too, yeah, it's too much belly. I won't go in there. Leather neck is amazing. Amazing. Here's that 1999 knife I was talking about. It is the Kabar. That's the way I say it. At least these days. Next gen, purchased in 1999? No. Dudes, this was in my U.S. Air Force survival kit. If you go watch my series of videos, pilot bailout kit or whatever I named it, I'll put it in card. This is a knife. I flew over Kosovo with this knife. Yeah, it's only 440A. It's a little bit heavier. It's 17.5 ounces, and I only paid $85 for it at the BX. Actually, it was through the BX catalog I ordered it. I had it resharpened. Look at this, dudes. Oh, great looking knife, dude. I mean, this is such a great knife. So it's got a centered metal pommel right there. That's one you can hammer with, dudes. Kraton grip. Center metal guard here. Partially serrated. The standard Kabar grind. Now, I had a USMC fighter and a fighting / utility knife in that green, but I didn't find it in the time I looked. But it's going to look just like this. It'll be in carbon 1095 instead of 440A. But I'm bringing this to the table because you can see the lines, how they're somewhat similar, right? This is going to be a broader blade than a Kabar, and I actually like that. I mean, it's going to shear better. It's hollow ground. I actually like the grind better on the Muzzlebrake. Yeah, than a Kabar, because I said that in the review. I mean, just look what I had to do with this relief edge. I mean, I had to take it way down to get it really sharp. And where's the cardstock? I haven't done a sharpness test with this forever. Oh my goodness, there you go. There you go. Nutnfancy Kabar passing with flying colors. Look at that, dude. Yeah, it's fun to do that. It really is. Like I said earlier, it's not necessary for a good survival knife or fighting knife. I think all these on the table, not this one, but the fixed blades are great fighting knives. What do I know? What do I know about fighting knives? Exactly. It's competitive options. Let me see if I have something else for you. And we haven't talked fixed blades in quite some time. This is kind of out of the lineup, but this is an SE RC6. It's not exorbitant in pricing. When I purchased it, it was like $125. It's a great knife. I mean, it's got that super high quality 1095 steel. 11.8 ounces for the knife itself with its very excellent, also plastic sheath. It's about 16 ounces. Now that's an attachment system right there, dudes. That's not American Sportsman. That's just a Molly attachment system. Great knife. Love this knife. Great cast member, actually. Along with the Rat 7. The Rat 7 would be outstanding, too. But it's going to be, yeah, I think they're a lot more than the $125 I paid. I bet you it's going to be 3 times the price of this. Now let's get down to business as we wrap this KRV up. Would I buy a CRKT / Ruger Muzzlebrake fixed blade knife? Yeah, I did. This is our knife. I bought it. $55. Totally. So much value in this knife. And the 8CR13 MOV blade will offer some rust resistance versus a 1095, 5160 carbon steel blade. That's something. Something. I love the steel. Can take a great edge. It's hollow ground. Cool looking. Lightning blood grooves on both sides. Perfect blade length for a lot of different wilderness uses for sure. And I love the handle. Yeah, I'd buy it. It's highly, highly recommended. Nutnfancy review.